Today's February 15th, 2025. And I wanted to talk with you today because the cycle changes on February 15th, 2027. That means we have 2 years until 2027. I remember sitting in the course with Ra in 1997 when he was talking about global cycles. It was a week-long course. And I was very new to human design. And I remember thinking, oh my God, this is so crazy what he's talking about. And saying to myself, okay, you're a generator, just wait to respond, don't initiate. You know, I was barely surviving, or let's say the condition me was barely surviving. It was dying in a way, and I could really feel that. So all that I had heard him talk about during that week-long course kind of went, you know, over me because I was so, I don't know the right word, devastated maybe in my own process because I wasn't who I thought I was, and all my beliefs, my spiritual beliefs, my beliefs about relationships, my beliefs about love, everything my mind had thought I was starting to see was not true from my sacral response to what was coming towards me and what was my life. So it took many years for me to really dive into the Global Consciousness Program. And many of you know, you already have my videos from a 2-day workshop I did online. It's in my web store, and I'm almost 3/4 done writing a book about it. There's over 200 pages already, but the energy hasn't shown up to finish it. I have to wait for that, you know. I mean, waiting for energy to show up sometimes can be one of the most difficult things, especially when you've responded to doing something. But I know that I can't push and I can't make my energy do anything that it's not there to do, especially as, you know, the body gets older. And anyway, I did want to talk about a little bit, and just, I don't want to go into the details of the change and all. If you want that, it's on my website. But yeah, 2 years. You know, when I think back to 1997, it was 30 years away. Now it's 2 years. And I mean, for me, when we began the last 7 years, the last cycle, 7-year cycle before 2027 is when everything accelerated. You know, it began with COVID, where the whole world was affected. It was such a drastic thing, you know. So there's that, and you know, Ra, when he would talk about 2027, he would talk about the bird flu, which is actually something people are concerned about again. But for me, I saw COVID. Who knows? Maybe the bird flu happens. I don't know. I just know I don't know. I don't know how it's going to manifest. I don't know how, you know, things are going to unfold. I see it unfolding. You know, he talked about natural disasters. You know, he basically said, you know, imagine an earthquake in California and how that would affect the whole world and the shipping and everything. And then, you know, I see all the natural disasters everywhere: volcanoes, wildfires, flooding, earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes. I mean, it's affecting everyone around the world. And then, when I look at the political scene, I have to giggle. I don't know what else to say because, oh my God, everyone's a pawn. And I see things playing out and I see, wow, it's all breaking down. And the way everything has been done up until this point is no longer works. It just doesn't work because it's finished. It's finished. It's complete. We've had over 400 years of a certain structure that's been the underlying foundation for the evolution of humanity. And it no longer works. Something new is coming, but the old is falling apart. And the new is coming. It starts February 15th, 2 years from today, 2027. And, it's not like the sun's going to come out and everything's going to be wonderful. It's going to be crazy because the foundation that everyone is standing on is shifting. Every one of us, whether we're living our design or not, it's shifting. And it will be in the new cycle as in 2 years from today. It will have shifted to that. But it doesn't mean, hallelujah, look, this new cycle, and it's more about integration and being an individual and taking care of oneself and all of this. Oof. With the mind leading the world, not leading the world, but the minds of individuals running the world or running their lives. Oh, I don't see it as pretty. I really don't. I don't see it as, that, oh, it'll be so great when 2027 comes. Yeah, I can say for myself that I am okay. I'm okay in this mess. I'm okay in myself. And those who are in the experiment, who are stabilizing within themselves, can watch it all unfold rather than get caught up in the unfolding and get caught up in being totally destabilized and choosing sides. This is a big one. How the mind is this or that. We're not. We're this. It's a singularity, but the mind is this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong. And you see this divisiveness everywhere, in the political structures, in the cultural ways, in races. I mean, it just goes on and on, this mental divisiveness. But within us, it's not that. I know for me, it's not like I'm for this person or against this person or for that or against this, or I just do what's correct for this without making everything else wrong or everything else bad, or what this person's doing bad or what that person is doing is good, because it's about being correct and taking responsibility for what I have responded to, not in the way that the mind thinks of responsibility. No, it's different. It's like I've responded to doing something. And of course, the mind has ideas because I've responded, it's going to be easy or whatever. That's no longer the case because I learned very early on that because I responded to something and it's correct according to my strategy and authority, it didn't mean it was going to be easy. I learned that one. Yeah, some really intense situations that were correct for me. And how the mind, when these intense situations come up, how the mind wants to blame the other, that the other is wrong. We're all being moved. No one is in control. I mean, we're being moved. We're this speck on planet Earth. You think we're in control of anything? I mean, it's about watching the movie and watching our own movie. I mean, I love watching my movie. It's like, oh, okay, here I am now in a beautiful place. My husband and I love it. It's Puerto Poyensa in Mallorca. We get to look out at the sea. I love being here. My body sighed deeply once we got to this. It's a little apartment, but it has a sea view. And we're here for 2 months. And I responded to coming back in October and spending 6 months here. It really feels like home for now, because I know you never know, huh? But I'm being moved. I mean, how this apartment came about was wild. Something that we had reserved and paid for got canceled, and it was kind of a, okay, what do we do? It's like things happen. But when you're aligned in yourself, it's like you can meet those things as yourself, and you're not so affected by all that's happening in the world or what you see in, you know, clips, video clips, or you read on the internet about what's happening. I mean, I wake up every morning and it's like, because where I am now is the US has done a lot has happened in the US while I was sleeping, let's put it that way. And I wake up in the morning and it's like, well, I wonder what I'm going to read about this morning. And it's that. It's just, I wonder what's going to happen in the world. Where where we'll be in 2027, both me personally and the world. But for me, the gift is having this inner stability. And in the beginning, oh my God, it's not stable at all. When I started my experiment, it was like the disintegration of my life as I knew it. Kind of like a mini cycle, but it was my own personal one, huh? I mean, all that I thought about myself and believed to be true, and yeah, it fell apart, all of it. And it felt like dying many times because who I had lived for most of my life isn't this that I live now. So, I mean, that's quite an experience to pass through. And those of you know this who are in your experiment, it's not easy. Oh my God, it's not easy. But oh man, is it worth it to live this, to be me in this world? And now I'm finding, I stopped my human design work as far as working with people. I did respond to doing another workshop on Ibiza in October, which I can send out an email about that when it gets clarity. Well, not clarity, but when the details are done. I was surprised and not surprised. It's like, but stopping all the emails back and forth with people and sessions and online and all of that, I've gotten so lazy and it feels so good you know, I just sit out on the balcony looking at the sea and the sun, or, you know, read a good book or go for a walk. I love that about Europe, especially this little town. It's like I walk everywhere. Walk for the groceries, walk to the cafe, walk if I need to buy something, or just walk for walking. My body's very happy here. It's a really good place. But I'm lazy. I can really feel how you know, I had shared with many of you how my body didn't have the energy anymore. It was really running on empty with my work with people after over 25 years, you know, of being available and emailing and responding to emails and on and on and on. And I can feel that this time is just a regeneration period. My mind calls it lazy, and I think it's kind of cute. I like saying I'm lazy, you know, but it's really truly regeneration period. So anyway, I just felt like sharing with you all and talking a little bit about, you know, February 15th. And it's easy to remember because it's the day after Valentine's Day, huh? And if you haven't started your experiment, you know, and truly it's you if you're learning human design, it's going to help your mind understand so much. But this doesn't transform because it's the experiment, you know, honoring the strategy, which is so hard to do, you know, because it involves waiting and nobody likes to wait. But honoring our strategy and then making decisions that come to us correctly from our inner authority or our decision-making process. That's what transforms our life. That's what allows the stability to happen. You know, this it's magical. I can't believe. Well, I can't say I can't believe. Um, I'm grateful. That's better. I'm so grateful to have been given my strategy and authority so I could really move through this period as myself and not be destabilized because the world's falling apart. It is. Look around, you know. I mean, World War III is talked about everywhere. I don't know if it will happen physically or it will happen, you know, by hacking and sabotage of internet. I don't know, but you know, it's being bantered around. I mean, it's uh, you know, it's like things that are in the news and what people are talking about. If you would have said 10 years ago that this would be what's up, what's on the table as possibilities, everyone would say crazy, but it's all there in the wars, all of it, all of it. But this, you know, when I taught uh, the Global Consciousness program that's on my website, when I taught that, I remember talking about what was coming. The new cycle and the themes of the new cycle. And, you know, like I said, it's all about integration. It has all the channels of integration and individual channels too. And as I was talking about these channels, it hit me hard that everything I was describing in those channels, I was living. I was living it. And it was a shock to realize that because I don't have integration. I have gates, but I don't have any definition of integration or individuality. But I was living that because for me, human design, the experiment of strategy and authority integrates you as yourself, as your unique individual self. You're no longer, part of, like I like to say, I'm not a we. There's no we. Yeah, I can say we're going to go do this or that, but we, like I'm in agreement with a whole bunch of people about something or not. No, there's just this. And this is either says yes or no to this, but it doesn't make me part of something. You really step out of the homogenized world and you live as yourself. Ah, thank you, Ra. Huh? And with that, I'm going to end because, mwah. Okay, you guys, take care. Bye-bye.